From VTV Channel 6 studios in downtown Vernal, this is Local Point with your host, Chris Piner.
Hello everyone, welcome to Local Point, sponsored by Ashley Regional Medical Center. I'm David Gale, in for Chris Piner today. Now, if you have an innovative mind toward responsible energy, today's show is all about a business competition you can get in on called Concept to Company. We welcome into the studio two guests involved with the statewide competition. Kevin Shurtleff of the Utah Science, Technology, and Research Initiative, also known as USTAR. He's the Associate Director of Eastern Utah. And we also have Tammie Lucero, the Vernal Area Economic Development Executive Director. Thank you very much for joining us today. Let's get right to it. It's a competition, which means that, well, you've got people vying for being the winner. But what are they trying to do?
Well, as you mentioned in your introduction, it's pretty interesting. The idea of Concept to Company comes from Seed Uinta. Seed Uinta it was sponsored by Grow Utah Ventures, and really it brought communities together, the community leaders together, to discuss how we can increase entrepreneurship in the basin. Okay. And Concept to Company is really an outgrowth of that. It's a way for, as you mentioned, innovative people who have ideas. Perhaps it's an oil rig worker sitting on the rig. He has some concept to improve an idea that will help energy development in the basin. He's invited to participate in this competition and submit that idea.
Now, what are the prerequisites? You got to have an idea. Now, you said oil rig worker. Can anybody, anywhere, who has some idea? What kind of ideas are we talking about?
Well, I think what a lot of people don't understand in the basin, that energy has an impact beyond just the specific energy source being developed, whether it be oil and gas or oil shale or oil sands or whatever. There's a much broader application, including environmental technologies. So anything that is related to energy production is available. Anyone who has an idea related to that. And we've limited to energy production just because it's sponsored here in Vernal, and of course Vernal is the center of energy for the state of Utah. Right. And so that's why we're doing, people from all over the state can actually come and participate in this Concept to Company if they have ideas related to energy. Another one might be, for example, produced water. Water is produced with the oil and gas. Okay. If someone has a clever concept to take care of produced water, we want to hear from them. Right, we want them to apply.
So all across the state, is this the first time that we've had this Concept to Company competition? Has it happened before?
No, it's happened before. They're actually, I think this is, if I'm correct, and I think that I read it earlier, this is our fourth one. Okay. They've had medical, they've had recreation, and another, and they're going to continue on with others as well. So the thing that's great about it, and I think the fit that Kevin mentioned, is that we're like the energy corridor here, and that's why it's such a good fit for our area. And we hope we get some really great contestants, because I know that we have them here in the basin. In fact, I've taken some flyers to certain people that are very entrepreneurial, and I hope that they put things in, because it really is a good thing.
Well, right, I mean, and you figure with all of the people, especially here in the Uinta Basin, who have some job that's related to the oil field and what they do every day, there's got to be people out there who have thought, you know what, if we just did this or just did that, we could improve, you know, what we do. And this is their chance to take that idea and really make something of it.
Absolutely.
Absolutely, and the goal is to expand entrepreneurship and entrepreneurism in the basin, create new companies. Mm-hmm. Ultimately, that's our goal, is to create new companies that will create jobs, diversify the economy a bit in the basin here, so we're not so tied to just oil and gas. Right. That's the goal.
Okay, so have you received any applications? Have you seen any good ideas? Is that something that you won't do until everything's in? What's the process here?
Well, they have to go online they have to do the application online. Okay. And in our last joint meeting that we had, they did have some applications, but they also stated that normally people kind of wait till the last minute to put their applications in, and the last day for that is August 30th. Okay. Midnight, August 30th, at concepttocompany.org. So it's really important that people know that they have to have their application in by August 30th.
And maybe we should talk a little bit about that, so that if somebody goes, okay, all I got to do is fill out an application and then I'll be good to go. I mean, is there anything else is there any prep work that has to happen so they know, well, maybe a week before August 30th I should really be putting this in, you know? What is the application process?
There's a lot of innovative people out there, and I think it's going to be extremely competitive, and I think we'll have a lot of submissions. So, you know, yeah, you want to think carefully about your idea, plan it out, and submit it as best as possible.
Okay, sounds good. Really exciting thing about this is what we're going to come back and talk to you. So we want you to stay right here, because when we come back on the other side of this break, we're going to let you know how much you can actually win in cash and prizes if you place in the top 3. It's not just recognition. You could actually, possibly start a business with your idea. So we'll return after this word from Ashley Regional Medical Center. Stay with us.
Welcome to Radiology. Ashley Regional recently became the first fully digital radiology department in the Basin.
In early 2009, a new 4D ultrasound was added. Expectant mothers can now clearly distinguish fine details in their baby as never before, thanks to this stunning new technology. At Ashley Regional Medical Center, the quality of your health care is our business.
Welcome back, everyone. Today's topic is the business competition known as Concept to Company. The deadline to submit your plan is the 30th of August, and we have Kevin Shurtleff, Tammie Lucero with us, joining us. Let's talk again once more, just to make it clear in case people are just tuning in or didn't quite understand before. Concept to Company, the idea is to have an idea, any idea that relates to energy and that could possibly develop into a company, which is Concept to Company. Can you give me an example of something that may have worked in the past like that?
So let me just kind of specify specifically responsible energy development. So that includes, for example, produced water, if you have an idea concerning that, or some environmental aspect. But also it could be energy conservation or energy efficiency. Let's say you have an idea for how you improve the efficiency of the heating and cooling in your home.
Okay.
There's another opportunity
There you
to
go.
do it. Maybe it's a control mechanism for your heating and cooling. Those are the type of ideas, and it's a fairly broad subject, but we want it to be responsible energy development, so it can include environmental ideas as well.
I like that. And so if you've done something, you figure when you shove the towel under your door, it keeps the heat in, or that's obviously maybe that can turn into a company. I don't know.
We've seen something similar to that. As seen on TV, there's this goes under the door and stops drafts.
Well, there you go.
An idea like that, simple, but it could literally become a company, create jobs here in the Basin, and that's what we're excited to help people bring out and develop.
And you could be an individual with an idea. You could be your family. You could be a small company. What are the requirements there?
Absolutely. We encourage all of the above. And what we consider a small company is annual sales of $5 million or less. So that would be considered a small company, and they can participate or on an individual level. So, but anything bigger than that, you'd have to just work that down to the employees. Any employees in a large company can do it, but the company themselves can't.
That's a good point, and exactly right. The reason we limited it is we don't want you to have to compete against very, very large companies who have research and development organizations.
ExxonMobil or something.
We want the individual and the small entrepreneur to be able to feel like, yeah, they're going to have a shot at winning this.
Well, because we haven't even talked about what could they win. Forgot about it. You can win cash prizes. What can we win?
Well, the winners get $35,000. Sorry,
that's a little bit of a difference. $35,000 to $35,000.
$35,000 in cash and in-kind services. So it's really, really amazing. And also, there's second and third place that get up to $17,000 in cash too, towards opening and starting your own company. It's fantastic.
That literally could take that idea and
move it forward.
To turn it into something. Okay, so again, let's talk about how we apply and deadlines.
Okay. The website is concepttocompany.org, and the deadline is midnight, August 30th. And it's really important that they get it in on time because, as Kevin mentioned earlier, we think there's going to be a lot of people doing this. So.
All right, some great ideas out there. And then after that, midnight, August 30th happens. We're all waiting on pins and needles. What happens next?
Well, we have a table of judges, over 20 judges, experts in technology and energy and business, who are going to be judging these, and they'll go do a preliminary analysis of the things and narrow it down to the finalists by September 9th. By September 9th of this year, the finalists will be informed that they're finalists, and they then need to prepare a presentation, a short 10-minute presentation that they will then give on September 18th. Which is the final day of judging. So they'll be invited to come in, pitch their idea through a 10-minute presentation, and then we'll do a final judgment.
Okay, any idea, do we have a specified number of finalists there are going to be, or we're just going to take those ideas that really possibly could make it, and those will be the finalists?
At this point, we don't have a number.
Okay. Well, that's good then. So, I mean, hey, maybe everybody will be a finalist. There'll be such great ideas. You'll have to get everybody
I hope that's
in there.
how it turns out. I hope there are
definitely.
so many fantastic ideas that, it just spurs.
Definitely. Okay.
And even for those who don't win, at the very least, they'll make contacts with people at USTAR, entrepreneurs, companies who are out there ready and willing to help them develop their concept further.
Yeah, definitely. Great way to move some ideas forward, give people a chance. Thank you so very much, Tammie Lucero.
Thank you.
Kevin Shurtleff for joining us today. You can find any extra details again at concepttocompany.org. That's all for now. We'll see you again next week on Local Point. Thanks for joining us.